Rapper Kanye West has proven himself the equal of really anyone on the planet at dominating public discourse with just a few hundred characters on Twitter. 2 weeks ago, he tweeted this, quote, "You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought." Well, that was a bomb that went off, and he's been under attack ever since. What does it mean? Take 3 steps back. The Kanye interlude. Can we learn something from it? Jason Whitlock has been watching carefully. He's an anchor at FS1. In a recent op-ed, he called Kanye's statement, quote, "one of the best tweets of all time." He joins us tonight to explain what he means. Jason, what do you mean by that? Why is it one of the best tweets of all time?
Well, I think what Kanye is trying to do is open Black America's mind to the fact that perhaps we've chosen a bad strategy by swallowing all of the Democratic Party and liberalism whole. I say in my column in the Wall Street Journal that in the immediate aftermath of the civil rights movement in the 1960s, Democrats marketed to us liberalism as the solution to all of our problems, and liberalism now is like the cigarette. It's been marketed us the same as the cigarette. Fashionable, sophisticated, it's supposed to be liberating, but I think it needs a Surgeon General's warning, hazardous to your family and all the values you were taught as a child. I think us as African Americans, we have to examine, why are we the only ethnic group that has gone in wholly with one political party? No one has to compete for our votes.
Exactly.
We are chained to an ideology that just isn't working over the last 50, 60 years. Liberalism, the swallowing of it whole. Our families have been destroyed. Our children lost and confused. Our Black men incarcerated and emasculated, and we've moved away from the traditional values that have always defined us. I think we've made a mistake.
Well, the thing about politics is if you give your vote away for free, you don't get anything in return. And so maybe the hysterical reaction to the Kanye West tweet is the reaction of a party that knows that once people figure that out, like, it's got a major problem on its hands. So you need to tamp down any independent thought immediately, or else it could get out of control.
And it's being tamped down as viciously as anything I've ever seen. You know, when they call in the great writer Ta-Nehisi Coates, basically, I call him the overseer of Black thought. He's there to keep everyone in line with the groupthink that the only solution is liberalism for Black America's problems. If that were the case, our problems would be being solved much faster, because 95% of us are afraid to even admit that we have conservative values, and we've moved away from our church upbringing. We've been the most religious people in America for years, hundreds of years, and we're moving more secular. We're moving away from the church. Our religion now is liberalism, and the Democratic Party is our church, and it's just not working for us.
So if Kanye West, who's like not just one of those popular Black Americans, but one of those popular Americans just across the board, if he doesn't stand a chance of just raising this question, because it's a totally valid question, then how, who does?
Well, actually, he does stand a chance, because when someone like Kanye speaks out, he creates space for others to speak out. Because anybody that has said, and you got to, Tucker, I'm a non-voter. I don't really like politics much at all.
I can see
but
why.
If you just say, you know what, I think Trump has a good idea here, you get kicked out of the Black race. Kanye's saying, I don't agree with everything Trump believes in. Kanye, disagrees with Trump and the Republican Party and conservatives on a lot of issues, but he's not willing to cast someone out of the human race just because he disagrees with them. If I cast everybody out that I disagreed with, I would have no one.
I agree. I know that feeling so well. Jason Whitlock, it is great to see you, as always. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Doug.
Next up, a California